All right, so we talked about starting up, trying to fill a need. If you had a product, trying to fill a need. Who remembers what the marketing mix is? Anybody remember what the marketing mix is? Marketing mix?
Yeah.
What is it?
Production. What is the 4 P's?
4 P's, right. That's good. 4 P's. Now, who could tell me what the 4 P's are? Product. Place. Place.
Price.
Price. I'm going to put price down here. What else?
Promotion.
And promotion. Perfect. Okay, good. 4 P's. That's the marketing mix. So, everything we do online ties to this marketing mix, ties to these 4 P's. You have to have a product, and product and service are interchangeable. You have to have a place to sell it. Right now it's mostly online, of course, right? That's the physical place on where you're selling the product. You have to have promotions, how we're promoting it, and you have to have a price. You can't sell anything unless you have a price. Okay, now let's unpack this a little bit just so we can explain some of the nuances behind this. A product should always be different, should always be unique. If you shop on Amazon, you punch in whatever product it is that you're looking for, what normally comes up? You have a bunch of the same type of products that come up, right? But what do you start to do when you see all those products that come up? You start looking at what makes each one of them different, don't you? Maybe price is making it different, maybe shipping is making it different, maybe color is making it different. So there is some type of differentiation here in the product. And in order to have that, we call this a USP or UVP. Sometimes you hear it interchange. A UVP or a USP. So a UVP is unique value proposition. A USP is unique selling proposition. You have to be unique and you have to be different in order to get someone to buy you, because when you're searching for something, you want to stand out. You want someone to have a reason to buy into you. So when we think about our keywords, right? We talked about keywords, I had it up here earlier. Your keywords should tie into what makes you unique. Why is your product so different? And you should own that keyword, own that piece. So if I make red sneakers out of alligator skin and I dye it red, that's my uniqueness. Well, then I make red sneakers out of alligator skin. I own that. No one else can come and try to take that from me because that's mine. And it'll be mine as long as I can defend it, right? Okay, so a product has to be unique, has to be different. Place is normally what we call this the omnichannel experience. So omnichannel again is not just having multiple channels, Amazon, website, Professor Ken's store, but it's also having the same brand experience in all these channels. You have to have the same brand experience in all these channels. That's what omnichannel is. Then there's promotion. Promotion are things like social media, ads, word of mouth. We call that WOM. Anybody know what a word of mouth promotion is right now? What's a word of mouth promotion right now? Like, what type of people do word of mouth promotions?
Influencers.
Exactly, influencers, your network. So that used to be a big thing. It used to be you tell 2 people, they tell 2 people, and so on and so on. Now influencers are getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe millions in some cases. Who's our biggest influencer right now? Who has the most followers right now? Ronaldo, right? Number 1. Number 2 is not Messi. Messi's number 3. What's the singer? I can't think of her. What's her?
Taylor Swift?
Not Taylor Swift. She's like number 4 or 5. Yes, that's who it is. Selena Gomez, I think, is number 2. Yeah. Swift is up there, like 4 or 5. Messi's up there in the top 4 or 5 too. Like 400, 500 million, 300 million, something crazy like that. They get paid $1 million a post. $1 million one post. It's pretty good, right? Not bad for a day's pay. All right. So word of mouth marketing is that influence, promotions, social media, and then you have price. Now, price is interesting. It's probably very important because it's very sensitive. If you mess with price, if you're too high, you're not going to sell. If you're too low, you're not going to make enough profit. So price is very sensitive. So you have to think about price too. Now, all this is important when you think about advertising or promoting things online. Why? Why do we want to know our price when we're advertising something online? What would be the reason?
Sorry.
Who said?
What would be the what?
What's the reason why you need to know your price of your product that you're advertising for? What do you think?
To convert.
Yeah, you want to convert, but you also want to know if you're making any money, right? Profit. Well, we call that, there's something called ROAS, 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 return on ad spend, ROAS. So we want to, if we spend $1, bless you, if we spend $1, normally we want to get a 5x back from that, plus or minus 5x. 4 to 5x is a good return on that dollar. You don't average that. You probably average closer to 2x, 3x. You need to be at 3x to be profitable. So that means if we spend $1, we make at least $3 back, right? Minimum. Okay, that's return on ad spend. So that's why we need to know price. So let me share with you, we'll take a break after this here, but let me share with you 3 important components of price. There are what we call 3 C's of price. 3 C's of price. Who can think of the first C?
Cost.
Cost. Perfect. That makes a lot of sense, right? Cost. So cost is the first C. And sometimes you hear of that called COGS. COGS stands for a COGS. It stands for cost of goods sold. So depending upon what you want to add in that COGS, you have to figure it out. So if you spend, let's say you spend $1 on something, what should you sell it for? What should be the retail price? What would you sell it for? If you spent $1, how much should you sell it for online?
Should the
4, 3. Anybody else have anything different? 4, 3, at least 3, right? Minimum $3. Will Because like I said, we're looking for getting that 3 to 4, 5x. $3 might not even be enough. You might be a little higher, but $3 will put some money in your pocket. All right, so cost, that's the first C. What do you think the second C is?
customer.
Customer is good. I'm going to make that the third, but there's one more before customer. Who else is out there selling product? The competition, exactly right. So the competition is important in pricing. So why are these 3 C's important? Well, we know why cost is important, because in order for us to price the product, we have to know what we paid for it. The competition's out there. Just because you say that you want to sell this product for $3 doesn't mean that's a good price. There's a lot of factors that go into this, but to simplify it, if your competition is out there selling it for $2, is that good or bad? It could be bad, but it could be good depending upon how you position your product. Maybe you have the best product out there so you can sell for a little more money, right? So maybe you could get $3 for it. So you have to think about the competition. And then lastly, it doesn't matter how you price it or what you pay for it or what your competition says. If the customer doesn't think your product is worth that price, they're not going to pay for it. We have what we call, in our head, we have something called a reference price. I'll give you an example of this. How much would you pay for a hamburger, a good hamburger, or a decent hamburger? What would you pay for a hamburger and fries?
$15.
$15. Anybody else? 20. What do you think? 15 too. All right, 15, 20, maybe 25, right? If you go to South Beach, you're paying 25 minimum.
No.
No, you wouldn't pay? You go to a different place? You're right, I guess so. Yeah, back then they weren't Shake Shacks, but yeah, all right, so 20 maybe 25. Okay, that's a reference price. Now, if you walked into a place and they had a hamburger on the menu for $100, what would your reaction be? That's crazy, right? All right, so imagine my surprise when I walked into a place and there was a $100 hamburger on this menu. So I still didn't eat a $100 hamburger to this day. But my point is that if something is so extraordinary, under extraordinary circumstances, maybe you'll do it. Like the Super Bowl this weekend. Did you hear some of those stories about what those people paid for those tickets?
Yes.
$13,000 to watch the 49ers lose? I mean, if you were a 49ers fan, you paid $13,000 to see them lose, I don't know if I could wake up the next morning. It would just be, not because they lost, but because I just blew $13,000.
Yeah, but people have that kind of money nowadays.
Well,
They go to those games.
that's true. I mean, if you're up there and you got the money, you could do it. But then I saw what I saw, and that's true. But what I saw were average individuals like us who like said this is a lifelong, because the 49ers haven't won the championship in 30 years or whatever it was. So they spent their kids' college funds on going to the game or something. I have no idea. But imagine what that is. So you have to, everything's relative. And that takes us to the positioning of things, where you can sell a $100 hamburger online, let's say. It could be frozen, of course. But you can sell a $100 hamburger if you make it valuable enough for someone to buy it. There has to be a reason, like you pointed out. It has to be a reason to buy that, right? Because we can all buy, $15 sneakers, or we could buy $200 Michael Jordan sneakers, whatever it is, right? I'm exaggerating. I don't even know if you could buy a pair of $15 sneakers anymore. I don't really wear sneakers that much anymore. Can you buy $15 sneakers anymore?
Sure
you can?
Yes, in Ross.
And they probably do this. They probably do the same thing as the $200 pair, right? More or less. They probably do. They probably walk you from one spot to the other.
It'll last longer.
Maybe last longer too. I know. So it's all relative, but it's up to us as the market is now to put that in front of the buyer to be able to buy that type of stuff. Okay. So that's the marketing mix. This is going to be very relevant for us when we start thinking about creating ads and things of that nature. Okay.